And our third speaker, Dr. Mayco Santaella, is Associate Professor and Head of the Film and Performing Arts Department at Sunway University. He studied at the University of Hawaii at Manoa as an East-West Center Fellow, researching music and dance traditions of the extended Sulu Zone, that is East Malaysia, Southern Philippines, and Eastern Indonesia, and its links to the Nusantara region. He carried out fieldwork for his doctoral studies in Central Sulawesi, Indonesia, as a Fulbright recipient in 2012 to 2013, and his research foci include the study of music and dance within the extended Sulu Zone, choreomusicology, and popular music in maritime Southeast Asia.
Hi, everyone. The title of my presentation today is Revisiting Modern Borders, the Sulu Zone as a 21st Century Cultural Complex. Warren's 1981 publication, titled The Sulu Zone, is a classic in Southeast Asian history, narrating social, economic, political, and ethnic relations in this maritime state located between the Celebes and the Sulu Seas. Before and after the development of Western colonial legacies, ethnic groups have established different forms of exchanges and local networks. Conceived largely through inter and intra-economic, social, and cultural exchanges, the region is presently divided by modern nation-state boundaries of Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. However, historical links are still evidenced in shared tangible and intangible cultural heritage. Among the latter, the emblematic kulintang instrument and ensemble binds the region as an enduring performance and common cultural exponent of communities in the Sulu Zone. As presented by Warren, the Sulu Zone constituted a Southeast Asian economic region with a multi-ethnic pre-colonial Malayo-Muslim state and an ethnically heterogeneous set of societies of diverse political backgrounds and alignments that could be set within a stratified hierarchy of kinship-oriented stateless societies, maritime nomadic fishers, and forest dwellers. This presentation considers three theoretical frameworks to revisit modern nation-state borders for the Sulu Zone. The first, by Trimillos, states that, quote, the post-national present has witnessed diverse grassroots concern about identity and belonging. In Southeast Asia, ethnic groups heretofore collapsed into structures of nation-states by colonial or post-Pacific War circumstances are now looking beyond national constructs to identify cultural resonances and share histories with other communities. Minorities so designated by their nation-states are becoming more aware of close links with groups located in other nations, themselves often designated as minorities within their own nation, end quote. Secondly, Winnie Chakul's 2003 publication considers the idea of a post-nationalist discourse towards a look at a history of margins for alternative regionalisms. As such, and as I have discussed previously, in this presentation, I consider constituents of the Sulu Zone as a present-day cultural complex that is linked both through shared histories and contemporary synchronic soundscapes and movementscapes. Some examples of kulintang cultures of the Sulu Zone consider the traditions among the Maranao, the Maguindanao, the Yakan, the Tausug, and Samadi Laut in Jolo, Tawi-Tawi, and Sabah in Malaysia, and the Toli-Toli and Kaili in Central Sulawesi in Indonesia. The gongro instrument is believed to have been brought to Sulawesi royalty during the 17th century with the arrival of Islam in the region. In this sense, the expansion of the gongro instrument may be considered as part of Southeast Asia's age of commerce between the 15th and the 17th century, as conceptualized by Anthony Reid. Parallel to this hypothesis, Waite's idea of an early age of commerce in the years 900 to 1300 functions as a hypothetical explanation to the presence of gongs in the region, which is supported by Arsenio Nicolas' reports of gong exchanges during this time frame by looking at various insular Southeast Asian shipwrecks. The idea of the instrument having external provenance among various communities may provide a correlation for this period of material culture and other forms of exchange in coastal island Southeast Asian history that emphasizes what Barbara Andaya calls a maricultural evolution in the region. The kulintang traditions analyzed in this presentation are considered as part of the extended Sulu Zone, with shared traits compared to ensembles of neighboring cultures. Other kulintang communities southeast of the Celebes Sea include the Bolang Mongondo kulintang in North Sulawesi, the 5 Kerelgong kulintang or Remoy Sahi-Sahi of Ternate, the 5 or 6 Kerelgong Tabuang of Puru. However, these are not included in the analysis as they manifest a number of material and intangible differences, which further enhances the notion of an extended Sulu Zone as a cultural complex, which is the region in green here, compared to an eastern cluster of Southeast Mindanao, North Sulawesi, and the Maluku region in eastern Indonesia, the region highlighted in red here. An initial analysis of the repertoire across the Sulu Zone reveals commonalities in the nomenclature and its performance. The kulintang ensemble is played in the region to accompany various ceremonies and celebratory events. During wedding ceremonies, pieces signify specific procedures among the Kaili of Central Sulawesi. Following these customary pieces, the player performs entertainment pieces. Among the Toli-Toli, a similar distinction is made between pieces considered as pukulan adat or customary pieces and those considered as pukulan lagu or song pieces, which are performed for entertainment purposes and allow the inclusion of songs adapted by the kulintang. A similar dual distinction is made among the Sama Bajau communities with the tagungu or ensemble pieces and igal or dance pieces that accompany movement. The Maranao and Maguindanao have a dual distinction of pieces that reference older and newer styles. The Maranao Andung, older style, carries a melodic and slower character, while the Bago or new style is faster and displays dexterity. The Maguindanao pieces are classified as being in the Kamamatuan or older style, from Matua or old, and the Kagungudan or newer style, from Maguda or new. Furthermore, among the mentioned groups, there is similar nomenclature used to reference a piece, such as Tinti or Toki among the Kaili, Tinting among the Toli-Toli, and Titik among the Bajau or Samadilao. The Toli-Toli term Tinting resembles the use of the Sama Bajau term Titik, used before the title of a piece, such as Tinting Anduan among the Toli-Toli and Titik Jama among the Sama Bajau. Another shared feature present in the kulintang repertoire is the presence of melodies that have a reference to a place or an ethnicity. Example of this in the region of Toli-Toli are Tinting Taranate, in reference to Ternate, and Tinting Totori, which receives its name from the Toli-Toli ethnic group. Pieces in reference to a place or a people are also present among the Maranao, such as Kasinolok or Kasolok Solok, in reference to the Sulu archipelago, as well as Kap Maguindanao, in reference to the Muslims of Cotabato. A second common shared feature is the Tausug idea of duahan, or duality, present among the various ensembles analyzed. The concept of duality appears in various forms, including the type of repertoire, the naming of pieces, the instrumentation used, the presence of interlocking patterns, and dual melodic ranges, to name a few examples. Linguistically, reduplication, such as in the Kaili piece Nduandua, is also a common feature of languages in this region. This sense of duality is not only tangible, but also sonic and kinetic. Sonically, the transcriptions in this slide show the first 8 beats of the Kaili piece Nduandua and Toli-Toli Anduan, as well as the Maranao piece Capranon, used for the Kapagapir dance, and the Maguindanao Duyo in the Kamamatuan style. The examples are transcriptions of the first melodic phrase, which is then repeated with slight variations. The repetition of 8-beat motifs is a common practice within the Sulu Zone region, and they commonly start in the lower melodic range. A third unifying feature is the prominent positionality of women as historical cultural beholders of the kulintang tradition. As mentioned by Usopay Kadar, quote, among the Maranao, playing the kulintang traditionally depicts attributes of grace and frailty in performances by women, and also of men with female inclinations or being endowed with extra musicality, end quote. However, within new contexts, men also play the instrument. In most cases, kulintang players have learned the tradition from their mothers through an auditory process of assimilation. In many cases, the kulintang is played by women, while the men accompany playing the rhythmic patterns on the drum, displaying strength and stamina while supporting the melodic leader. The post-national present has led to the decentralization of political and economic activities within each country, and led to diverse regional links beyond nation-state boundaries. This has brought together minorities, often marginalized within their nations, developing alternative social and economic pathways. One example of this is the Economic Initiative for International Trade, referred to as TOTATA, linking Toli-Toli, Tarakan, and Tawau, as well as TOSAMIN, linking Toli-Toli, Sabah, and Mindanao within the Sulu Zone region. Other links are developed culturally via a number of festivals in the region. One example of this is the yearly Regata Lepa Festival organized in Samporna, Sabah, where Bajau communities display both their material culture as well as the kulintang and igal dance traditions of the region. The festival has grown significantly over the years and commonly includes performers and audience from the southern Philippines as well as Indonesia. The festival serves as a celebration of Sama Bajau heritage and the prominent positionality of the Bajau in Sabah, Malaysia, simultaneously empowers Bajau communities in marginal regions of Indonesia and the Philippines. Another example is the Tunok Tugan International Gong and Bamboo Music Festival that took place in Dipolog City in 2013. The festival brought together kulintang ensembles of the region, including ensembles that represented the Kaili of Central Sulawesi, the Tausug of Jolo, the Maguindanao of Cotabato, and the Yakan of Basilan. The ensembles not only performed their repertoire, but were also able to collaborate in a new composition for the closing ceremony, as well as exchange knowledge about their own cultural heritage. The festival included other music ensembles from the region, such as a Manobo ensemble from Mindanao, the Subanen from Zamboanga del Sur, the Bagobo from Davao, the Duray from Maguindanao, and an ensemble from Sabah in Malaysia. These examples continue to shape new histories within the Sulu Zone that navigate state borders through a post-colonial approach to festivals that link marginal communities through the performing arts. While the nation-state era largely deterritorialized this region through 20th century political boundaries of modern nation-states, the kulintang tradition serves as an enduring heritage that acts as a present-day link which re-territorializes the Sulu Zone as a gong chime complex in the 21st century. Thank you for listening.